Muskegon Channel. It's Andy O'Reilly, and today I'm down at the United Way with Jana Routt, who is probably you've got to be the busiest person that ever walked the face of the earth. United Way does a lot of great stuff. They really do. But you are really big. Tell me about your role with the United Way. It's a big, long job title. It's an important job title. Tell me a little bit about what
Depends
you do.
on which job title.
Right? You're one of these people that got more than one job title? Nobody in Muskegon's got that.
Yeah.
Tell me your job.
Well, I'm the AFL-CIO Community Services Labor Liaison. I also
That all fit on a card?
do resource development work, so that means I do a lot of campaign presentations throughout the community in workplaces. I also do impact work. I manage our emergency needs committee, which consists of multiple agencies and churches throughout our community that collaborate on impacting our services surrounding emergency needs, obviously. I also manage our emergency food and shelter grant, which is a FEMA grant with the federal government to provide financial resources for agencies to provide housing and money for food pantries or served meals for the community.
So easy stuff.
Yeah, I also plan and coordinate a lot of events.
Busy. Yes.
So, I'm all over the place all the time
You
and
really
get to meet
do
a
a
lot
lot.
of great people and get to see a lot of the great work happening in the community.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I had Christina in the other day. We were talking about the 100th anniversary coming up. And you know what I do? I get to go out and see both ends of what the United Way does. I see the need, and then I see the needs get filled, and then I get to report on it. And I really consider what I get to do. Whoop, there goes. We'll get that in a minute. I really consider what I get to do is fortunate and a blessing, because I get to see the need, I get to see the needs met, and I get to meet all the people that make these things come together. And you've got such an elemental role in all of this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's nice to celebrate you a little bit, and I know she's one of these two, like everybody else. It's like no, it ain't me, it's everybody else. I know it's awkward, isn't it, when they put you in the spotlight?
Yeah, sometimes they do that, and I'm like, I was voluntold.
I know the feeling. But with the labor, I mean, you work with a lot of great organizations. You work with, give me some of the labor unions you work with.
Sure. The building trades are a fun one.
Yeah.
Those guys, I'll tell you, they are so active in this community when it comes to their volunteer time, their talent, and just getting involved. It's awesome. They're a lot of fun. They're very committed on our committees and participating on the board and things of that sort. The UAW always has a strong presence. They've also got a lot of great community service programs, so they're always at work trying to serve the community in different ways. We also have the National Association of Letter Carriers, which they have a very big part in some of the community service work that they're doing in the community. And we also have oh man, there's so many of them.
It's a lot.
We have our MEA, which is the Michigan Education Association. All of our teachers in our community that are serving our kids and going above and beyond, providing social needs and other basic needs for our kids. And we also have SEIU and MNA, which are our nurses in our different hospitals, and Mercy Hospital, which has over 4,000 members right now. They're always doing a lot of different great work in our community. I believe every single month they have a different fundraiser, a drive to serve people in our community, and they're always working together to make a difference. So we have a lot of great unions. We have the UFCW. We have all of our workers that are our commercial retail, like Myers. Yeah. Those guys, I'll tell you what, they have one heck of a campaign, and they really love coming together to rally around helping the community. They're always part of all of our volunteer opportunities, and they have an amazing campaign every year. They're really they really just want to give back. So
it's a great way to.
It's great.
It's a great viewpoint of our community compared to all the other news we see, and excuse me, the way we're portrayed is not right, and we're both really lucky that we get to see the other side of the really great things that happen here, especially with your organized labor people and things like that. But one of the groups you mentioned in there is the letter carriers, and it's a big day for them coming up on May 12th. Yeah. And I got to be honest with you, it's one of my favorite days of the year because it's simple on the surface. Behind the scenes, it's a big production.
Oh yeah.
But for the average person out there, the Letter Carriers Food Drive is the easiest way all year long that they can help our food pantries out, and it takes nothing more than setting bagging non-perishables out at the post office, and the letter carriers take it from there. Tell me about it.
Oh yeah. Well, this has been going on nationally now for 26 years.
Yep.
This is the 26th year. Billions of pounds of food collected nationally. Here locally, we usually collect between 50 and 100,000 pounds of food just between 3 local post offices. The one that I help to manage are Muskegon Heights, the downtown Muskegon, and North Muskegon post offices. And we recruit volunteers that will show up at 10 a.m. at the post office, and they'll bring their pickup trucks, and they will ride alongside the postal carriers and collect food along the routes. And then we also have volunteers that show up around noon to help sort the food as it comes in. Then we have volunteers that obviously do the delivering. Last year we had Nichols that came out, and they sent some of their volunteers in their trucks to bring the food from the post office location to the distribution site where it's going to be sorted and distributed to local food pantries in our community.
It's a big endeavor.
It is. And I'll tell you, if you've never seen close to 100,000 pounds of food in one building, this is pretty huge. There's a lot of food, and it's just amazing because you find out from some of these pantries that the amount of food that they're getting is enough to serve 6 months or more. The members that they're helping, and because they're not having to purchase food to supply their pantry, they're able to put resources, funding that they have towards other needs like housing and transportation and childcare, and helping people get their insurance or their registration for their vehicles, things of that sort that are very systemic and keeping people working. So this is a very valuable and amazing program. The way that it helps our community is beyond feeding people. It's also a great opportunity for us to come together as a community to serve one another, because that's what it's about.
But for the average person on their street, it's the easiest way they can be a part of a food drive. They don't even have to put it in their own car to take it to a place and donate it. You don't have to go to a food pantry. You don't have to go anywhere. You take it to the mailbox on May 12th. You leave it there, and we do. And I got to be honest, because you look at me, and you're going to kind of go, he's never worried about food, right? But I've been around food drives, I've been around food pantries, and we've done what we can over the years to help these things out, either radio or my own career and all that kind of stuff. And when you get to a food pantry and you actually see friends and neighbors and people you would never expect to be food insecure standing there in line, it really makes an impact. And you never stop to think that it's somebody that's going to be affected like this, but it is. So to be a part of these things and to help spread the word about these, and especially the easiest one all year. We've got 2 houses. We've got one in Roosevelt Park. We've got our cottage up in Twin Lake, and we always try to put a bag at each one just so we can do our little part.
Well, I'll tell you, like when I said that this goes beyond food, it really does. When you have families that have a crisis, parents can be working, but now the car breaks down. This could mean, saving some money on food that month so that they can put that money towards getting their car repaired. So it's not always those that aren't working or those that are just barely making it. Sometimes it's somebody that you would never expect to run into a very heavy financial crisis, and it's nice to know that there are programs out there available to provide safety nets for families all across the board from every situation that we're in, and that's what it's about. It's about serving everybody inclusively, and that's one of the things I love about this in the pantries that we're currently providing the food to, and they're very inclusive of everybody.
Great stuff. Tell me about the volunteer opportunity. Is there a site that they go to sign up? Did they just show up? How does it work?
Well, if they could contact me to let me know, that would be great.
We'll do that. All right, we'll link it up.
There's 3 different volunteer opportunities here. We have one, if you have a pickup truck and you'd like to follow the route and pick up food with the drivers, the postal carriers, you can do so. You meet at 10 o'clock a.m. at 800 First Street, the post office there. Or if you would like to help sort food at the post office, you can meet at 12 p.m. and you can bring family, you can bring your kids. But I do need to know, because we like to provide food and refreshments and snacks for all of our volunteers. We want to make sure they're well fed and they're happy. And then another opportunity would be to meet at the distribution hub, which this year will be at the Salvation Army, where all 3 post office sites their food will be brought to that site, and we will need help with loading or unloading the food, sorting the food, and putting it in the distribution areas for the agencies to bring back to their pantries. So great opportunities for volunteering, and we would love any help we can get. And it's a great time. It's a great opportunity. I bring my kids every year. They love it. I have pictures of my little one falling asleep on rolls of toilet paper after working hard all day.
And they look just like you. So they're like mini versions of you everywhere you go.
But they love it. Yeah. They enjoy doing it every year, and it teaches them the great feeling that how fun it is to work with other people on projects like this, and that the end result is going to be serving someone else. So,
awesome. There you go. What an awesome mom. What a great thing you do.
Well, it's fun.
Incredible.
Well, and we can always use extra help.
Absolutely.
It's not child labor.
No, not at all. It's not labor. They're volunteering.
They're volunteering.
Right? May 12th, it's the Letter Carriers Food Drive. If you want to help out Jana over here, we'll get all the information right here on the Muskegon channel. If you want to just help out with some food, make sure it's out there at that post office, at your mailbox, and the letter carriers and the volunteers will take care of it. You are incredible. Thank you for all you do. There she is again. Oh, it's not me.
No, don't do that to me.
Yeah, you do great things, and we're proud to have you on.
I love
Letter Carriers Food Drive coming up on May 12th. All the details are right here on the Muskegon channel.